The fact that, for me, I would question how this was allowed to happen. Like, let's be honest, in terms of they're lucky to still be in this, having a season. I mean, realistically, they could have lost on Saturday to Benetton, which means this decision would have happened in off season, and it would have just been absolutely chaotic. And it's still quite chaotic. So I think when they review this, they look at how to let this happen. Two coaches be under contract or be off contract in a month's time and not be tied down or told or know where they were going. Like this should have happened in January at the latest. Make a decision on them, make an offer, negotiate, and give them a deadline. I think it's very poor business from their point of view that they're still on the open market now, and that's left them with a massive hole to fill. Even regardless of if they wanted to add people post World Cup or add someone else to the party, if they had offered Jerry and Felix contracts, which we believe they have, and I'm sure they had, why let it drag on and on and on and leave yourself vulnerable to something like this? And I think it's very disruptive for them. So instead of actually adding one coach, which they seem to have wanted done, now they're going to have to find maybe three. Which is the coaching market at the moment. Although there's a few changes, there's a lot of guys tied up post-World Cup. A lot of the guys who are going to the World Cup are actually signed already to stay on in their own countries or go somewhere else. So it's going to be... Listen, he'll find 3 South Africans if he wants. I mean, there's a lot of South Africans who are keen to get out of South Africa and come to Europe. So it won't be an issue. It's just, I suppose, for him finding the perfect mix. And also, I mean, I think he probably needs a little bit of support, I would say, in terms of the management of recruitment retention. Like if you look at what Guy Easterby does in Leinster, what Bryn Cunningham does in Ulster, in general now most organisations have someone looking after the contracts, and that lets the head coach concentrate on actually coaching and managing his team. So potentially that's something they'll look at, but I don't think it's played out incredibly badly. And in fairness, other teams can take the risk on this, and it doesn't turn out like this. The coaches sign up, So it wouldn't be unheard of for coaches to be pondering offers late into the season. But when it backfires, and when the coaches decide not to accept the offer, it leaves you hanging a little bit, because you wouldn't really be out looking to replace the guys that you've offered to. You'd kind of believe that those negotiations would come to an end in a situation where both parties agree to stay. So it's definitely a strange one. Listen, I've seen stranger things happen in pro rugby, but it's not ideal.